I have been telling you for years that this league is the ultimate dump. I've been telling you guys for years that this league is filled with incompetence. I have been telling you guys that the professional level for women's basketball, it's played at the collegiate level. When I speak these truths, it causes trauma and fake outrage amongst parishioners of Woke United Methodist. Anyone who dares to speak the truth about their beloved WNBA dump, they are instantly charged with violating the woke commandments. They're accused of mythical misogyny. Deacons will claim the prophets of truth. We are blinded by toxic masculinity. When it comes to the WNBA, the media wants you to perceive it like they want you to perceive our fearless leader, Johnny B. Biden. When it comes to your perception of the dump, the media, they want you to completely disregard what you see with your own eyes. Now, of course, that is assuming you're actually watching the WNBA, which most of you are not. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. The other day, I was talking to my stepdaughter. She goes to the same high school that I graduated from, and she was asking me what it was like and what she calls the Stone Ages from 20 years ago. I was explaining to her what the school was like when I went there, but I was telling her how different the times were back then, how we had so much more freedom, how we could get away with things easier. Our parents, they couldn't pull up an app on their phone and pinpoint our exact location. When we skipped school, our parents didn't get a text from the principal informing them of our unexcused absence. Worst case scenario, the school would call and they would leave a message on the answering machine, and we immediately ran home and deleted it. We were able to get away with so much more back then because we didn't have eyes constantly on us. We weren't being monitored and scrutinized every minute of every day. It's amazing what you can get away with when no one is watching, no one is paying attention. For decades, the WNBA has been able to get away with incompetence. They have been able to get away with their substandard basketball and YMCA level officiating, or as they refer to it in the dump, LGBT. Well, KC, you forgot the Q, you forgot the I, the A, what about the plus plus? Oh, yes, we can't forget about those plus plus identifiers. Nice people, those plus pluses. For decades, though, the WNBA, they have been able to get away with incompetence because no one was paying attention. They've been able to get away with mistakes because no one cared to notice. But now, with Caitlin Clark polishing this turd and elevating the dump to the mainstream, the incompetence, the mistakes, they are being magnified. I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. Last weekend, the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces, they were playing pretend basketball against the New York Liberals. Although most of the faces in Vegas are anonymous, long-term followers and viewers of this channel, you guys will always recognize one face from the Vegas dump. Recently, we have seen WNBA players receive previously unprecedented endorsement deals. AJ Wilson has a signature shoe that's being released by Nike. Bob Griner, I believe, received a deal from Just for Men. What's that young lady's name who plays for the LA Sparkles? Cam Brinks? Odd name for a WNBA player considering their minimum wage salaries. When the Brinks truck arrives at the WNBA, it's always empty. But Cam, she recently received an endorsement deal from Woke Memorial Hospital. In exchange for promoting them on social media, doctors at Woke Memorial, they will provide Cam with complimentary surgery. Now, hopefully for her sake, pretend Dr. Jill Biden is not on call that day. But anyway, longtime viewers of this channel, you guys will recognize one anonymous face from Vegas, the face of Roto-Rooter Kelsey the Plumber. Last weekend, Kelsey, she was competing against the New York Liberals. Poor Kelsey, she thought she was playing pretend basketball. Unfortunately, one of the players from the Liberals, she got her jobs mixed up. When she arrived to the high school gym, she thought she was there for her second job as a semi-professional wrestler. Kelsey the plumber goes up for a layup, or as they refer to it in the WNBA, a dunk. The liberals from New York, she sees Kelsey attacking the basket. She mistakenly believes that Kelsey is trying to attack her tag team partner. She ducks the move from the plunger and hits Kelsey with a vicious clothesline. Now, at minimum, this should be a common foul, right? In the NBA, this would be an obvious flagrant foul. Hell, Alice Silver, he has made the NBA so soft, I wouldn't be surprised if the offender was suspended for the entire season for what Adam Silver would call a random act of violence. Unless, of course, the attacker was Draymond Green. In that case, Adam Silver would sentence Dre to 8 hours of sensitivity training. Now, what was the call in the WNBA? There wasn't one. Kelsey Plum laid on the court begging the incompetent officials to call the foul. With the WNBA on pace to lose $50 million this season, Kat Engelbert, I guess she can't afford to hire elite officials. My inside sources are telling me the WNBA, they have been recruiting their officials from something called Boris State. It's a 4-year school that only accepts students who are blind, which would obviously explain why WNBA officials are constantly missing calls. They're like John Cena. They can't see them. Now, I could show you dozens and dozens of examples of the same thing happening to Caitlin Clark. When it happens to Katie Rue, WNBA players, they make excuses. Basketball's a physical sport. Is that what they play in the WNBA? Basketball? Our league is very physical. We are proud of our physicality. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I believe you. I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind that some players in the WNBA like to get physical with each other. But it's not just obvious fouls that are constantly missed by WNBA officials. Apparently, there are no rules in this league. Did you guys hear about Angel Reese's triple-double the other night? According to the media, this was amazing! Angel Reese is the front runner for Rookie Dump Diver of the Year! Now, as you guys know, I watch a lot of the NBA. When I hear about someone hitting a triple-double, I'm rightfully assuming that the player had double digits in points, rebounds, and assists. I remember about 10 years ago, Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double for the entire season. Matter of fact, I think he averaged a triple-double in back-to-back seasons. But anyway, in the WNBA, there's a different meaning for triple-double. There's absolutely no way the average WNBA player can hit double digits in 3 categories. Hell, most of the players in this league, they have trouble scoring points in the double digits. So, in the WNBA, they define a triple-double a little bit differently. I will allow Angel Reese to demonstrate it. Watch for yourself.
He does a wonderful job of getting in the passing lane, shooting.
What the hell was that? Are you starting to understand now? Are you starting to understand why I call this pretend basketball? I didn't know if Angel Reese was running a fast break or if she intercepted a pass and was running a pick six. Since when are you allowed to run without dribbling? Since when are you allowed to triple dribble in basketball? You know, the NBA gets a lot of shit for having the worst officials in sports. And when it comes to real leagues, the officiating in the NBA, by far the worst. But if you want to put the WNBA in the same conversation, there is no doubt this league has the worst officiating. This is absolutely embarrassing for the WNBA. They already lack credibility, but this damn dump, they can't seem to do anything right. Like I said earlier, the WNBA kind of reminds me of John Biden. Johnny B. Biden, he inherited a controlled border. He inherited a recovering economy that was previously devastated by Aunt Fauci. When the Trumper handed him the keys to the White House, there was no conflict in Ukraine. There was no conflict in the Middle East. Within, 12, maybe 18 months, John Biden, he turned the golden goose into the polished turd. Same thing here in the WNBA. For the first time ever, you have a legitimate superstar in this league. All you gotta do is get the hell out of the way and let Caitlin Clark shine. Instead, WNBA players, they are doing everything they can to destroy her. Last Sunday, Angel Reese claimed that Caitlin Clark receives a special whistle, which is rather ironic when you think about it. When Angel Reese is in transition, WNBA officials, they seem to lose their whistle. WNBA players are jealous of Caitlin Clark. They can't stand all the attention she receives. They treat her like a pariah because she refuses to acknowledge her mythical white privilege. Earlier this morning, the New York Post published an article explaining why Caitlin Clark is being rejected by WNBA players. We might get to it later today or maybe tomorrow. Planning on going to the casino this afternoon, but if I don't, we'll get to Katie Rue later today. But WNBA players, they are rejecting Katie Rue because she refuses to attend services at Woke United Methodist. All Caitlin Clark wants to do is play basketball. But you see, that is not what the WNBA is about. The WNBA is not a league where basketball is the primary focus, which is obvious if you have ever watched one of their games. The primary focus of the Dump, it is promoting social justice. And that's not my opinion. That is the viewpoint of WNBA players. Before the season started, I told you guys that I thought the WNBA had one chance to get this right. I think most people were willing to give them one season. And for some reason, it seems like they are doing everything they can to fuck it up. But give me your thoughts on this. WNBA officiating, an embarrassment. Kelsey the plumber gets clothesline, no call. Caitlin Clark has been attacked all season, most calls are ignored. Angel Reese runs a pick six like she is running down a football field, no call. What is with the officiating in this league? Can the WNBA not afford decent officials? Are they just incompetent? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.